My name is Amy Johnson, and I'm the program chair for the Associate of Arts in Early Childhood Education degree program at the University of Arizona Global Campus. And I'd like to talk with you today about using word families with children. When I taught emerging readers, one of my favorite activities was the word families. The English language is complicated and honestly doesn't always make sense. Even as adults, we have our tricks. I before E except after C, or when it makes A, as in neighbor and way. Even that rhyme doesn't cover it though, because the word weird does not follow that rule. Quite frankly, it's weird. Learning to read English can be quite challenging and frustrating and weird. As adults, we have many reading and spelling tricks in our minds. I still sing the ABCs when alphabetizing something. Do you still pronounce Wednesday as Wednesday? I asked my friends what tips they still use, and here were their responses. The principal is our friend. The because song, Because, because. You hear with your ear. The ing song, ing spells ing. February. Double the C, double the S, all day long you'll have success. Attendance is so you can attend a dance. Never believe a lie. A lot is two words, just like a little is two words. Phoenix, calendar. You are a friend to the end. This gets the I and E in the correct position. To get hers together. And my friend says words the way they're spelled, like sk-izzers. Beyond using memory tricks, I use technology and spell check all the time. I absolutely cannot spell the word scissors, broccoli, or rhythm without help. I am a grown woman who can't spell broccoli. My point is not to make you sad at my broccoli predicament. My point is to say that if adults need help deciphering the English language, how much more so do children need help? As educators, our job is to help children be successful and enjoy what they do. With literacy, a simple way to set children up for success is to teach them word families. Let's say that you, an adult, need to read and understand this sentence. She is operose to be around because she is an agilist. You're stuck, and you will probably lose interest because you don't know enough words in the sentence. Let's change just one of those words, offering you a context clue. She is difficult to be around because she is an agilist. It's better now, isn't it? At least now you understand that being an agilist is a bad thing. And even if you never find out what an agilist is, you understand more about her character. By the way, agilist means a person who never laughs or a person who's miserable. So as you read a sentence, the task of deciphering becomes easier with the more words you know. This is one reason we focus on word families. Word families are an easy way to be able to quickly understand many words in a sentence. It takes away the frustration of having to sound out each and every word as the child reads. A child who is slowly sounding out every word is a child who will grow to hate reading. Word families provide predictable patterns in our weird language. Word families provide ways to quickly know several words in a sentence, reducing frustration. There are 37 word families in the English language. Once you have the root of a word family, you instantly have several words at your fingertips. Take, for instance, the all family, ALL. Young children quickly learn ball, call, fall. and other one-letter additions. When they are more advanced, they can add more combinations like enthrall, install, or recall. When a child learns the all ending, many words are unlocked for him. All is a pretty common word family. Let's look at something that's not as common. UMP, ump. If a child were to sound this out, it gets clunky and might not make a lot of sense. Pa, pa. But when they know that UMP is ump, you've given them many words with the addition of just one letter, bump, dump, jump. When they can add a blend of two letters, they gain even more words, slump, plump, grump. Okay, so we understand the importance of teaching word families. Now what? You can tell me the importance of a lot of things, but if I can't figure out how to fit them into my life or my classroom, I probably won't do it. Here's the deal. Word families are just about the easiest thing ever to fit into your classroom. They lend themselves to week-long units, 30-minute lessons, 10-minute small group time, 5-minute independent time, or a 30-second transition time. A student who finishes early is a student who can pull out his word family bag and practice. An aide who stops in asking if you need help can pull children to work on word families. I often use them as transition activities. Before we go to recess, we have to name 5 words in the same word family as ball. The students call out 5 words and are dismissed to recess. Okay, so far we've learned the importance of word families, reducing frustration in reading and writing the English language. We've learned that it's easy to incorporate word families into the classroom, so it's something we can actually do. Let's look at some different ways to practice them. Consumables provide one option. These are especially nice when the children are working independently, but you still need to check for understanding. Families also tend to appreciate work coming home. Consumables often also offer practice in multiple areas. For instance, on one worksheet alone, the child can practice coloring, printing, cutting, pasting, writing their name and the date. There are drawbacks to consumables, however. Have you ever been pressured by administration to make less copies? I have. Another drawback to consumables is that they do not encourage families to further learning at home. If we teach families that worksheets are a main method of learning, they may stop teaching without worksheets. They may think, well, the teacher didn't send home a worksheet for me to do with my child, so the learning must be done. Additionally, it teaches families that all classroom learning comes through worksheets. If they do not see completed worksheets coming home, they may assume that learning has not taken place in the classroom. Consumables are fine in moderation, but let's look at some other ideas. Electronic activities are also fun to use both in and out of the classroom. With electronics, children get instant feedback and are likely to be engaged. There are several word family options, and it's easy for families to install your recommended apps on their home devices. Again, everything in moderation, as we want to encourage other ways of learning. We run into problems when technology becomes a distraction rather than a learning tool. And not every child has access to technology at home, limiting some students from learning activities. Outdoor activities are fun. I encourage you to make time for outside learning as much as possible. Some activities, like a hopscotch game with words instead of numbers, can be easily done at home by sending home a piece of chalk and instructions. Other activities, like using a net to scoop words out of a kiddie pool, might only be used at school. One drawback to the outdoor word family activity is that you need the outdoors. It's funny, but it's true. If a family is waiting in a restaurant or a doctor's waiting room, it's not something that would be feasible. Store-bought word family activities are lovely, but expensive. It can cost $70 just for a word family flipbook set. If you have the funds that allow you to spend that, by all means, buy these beautiful activities. However, even then you will run into some issues. First of all, you won't want to send them home where they could be damaged or pieces could go missing. Just a few missing pieces can invalidate the entire set. Another issue arises inside the classroom. On my daughter's second day of kindergarten, she stepped off the bus and sadly told me that she broke something at school and we needed to pay $75 to the teacher. I was completely confused until she handed me a note from that teacher. My daughter had been playing with a foam letter set and she ripped the M. It was the only M left in the set, so the set was now ruined and we owed the teacher $75 to buy a whole new one. You see what a bind we had here? The teacher set was ruined. My daughter felt awful, and since we didn't have an extra $75, we drove to a teacher store, bought a piece of foam, and cut a new M. What a mess. So yes, store-bought sets are lovely, but they might put you in a bind. My daughter is now 22, and I still have a bad taste in my mouth over that whole situation. This brings me to a build your own activity that I wanted to share with you today. It's not the most beautiful or fascinating word family activity, but it's practical. Remember that variety is a great tool in the classroom. We've gone over several good choices today, and I encourage you to use each one of them. But all those choices lacked something, an easy and practical way for families to make their own word families, a transportable and replaceable activity. All you need is a Ziploc bag, a pen, and 3x5 cards. The first thing you'll do is create the word family ending on one 3x5 card. The one I usually start with is the AN family. So on a 3x5, I simply write AN. Now I cut up my other 3x5 cards and create word starter letters. I can create simple starters for early learners by making C, V, R, T, F, B, M, and P. As the words move one letter in front of the AN base, they can create and practice 8 words already. 9 words if you consider that AN is already a word. For more advanced learners, I can add blends or proper nouns. Adding capital letters to the bag makes the names Jan, Stan, and Fran. Adding blends allows them to practice span, clan, van. Once you have your base family and the letters that accompany it, you simply bag the whole thing up. It takes about 3 to 4 minutes to create one bag. This type of activity provides versatility. I used items already in my home, and I would think every classroom has items similar to these. If not 3x5 cards, then sentence strips or construction paper. So let's review the types of word family activities that we went over today. I said that there were drawbacks to each. Let's test those drawbacks against the simple word family bag. Consumables. Consumables require the expense of paper and ink and only last one time. Families may come to depend upon them, so if a consumable is not present, they may be unsure of how to further learning. Our bag can be used multiple times and provides the families with an option besides that age-old worksheet. Electronic activities, yes, they are fun. Yes, I use them, but only in moderation. Kids need to feel paper and pen. They need to manipulate items that are not on a screen. Electronics also limit at-home activities to only those families who can afford them. Our bag of words may not be as flashy as an app or a website, but it's accessible to everyone and allows for a different experience. Outdoor activities. Again, the outdoor activities are fun. I think they should be used often. However, they cannot be used in all family situations, like when at a restaurant or when the weather is not cooperating. Our activity today works in each of these situations. Store-bought. Oh, the store-bought. Remember my sad tale of my daughter Abby stepping off the school bus in tears because she ruined a store-bought item? This bag of words is easily replaceable. If you, the child, or the family needs to replace a letter or two, or even the whole bag, it's quick and easy, no tears. This word family activity is easy, but is it enjoyable? I asked my friend's children to play with it. Both children are going into first grade, but they are English language learners, so they're a little behind their peers. It took about 30 seconds to explain the activity to them, and within 1 minute, they were both creating words. I had another slide planned to show you how easily our bag could fit in your purse or your backpack, but these children refused to give up their word bags. The mom had somewhere to be. She needed to get them out the door, but they didn't want to stop, so I just sent the bags home with them. They happily walked off with their bag of words. Success. Yes, English is weird, but word families give our students a way to see patterns in the weirdness. They unlock confidence, fluency, and joy in reading. And the best part is that they're simple enough to fit into any classroom at any time. I hope you'll leave today not just knowing the value of word families, but ready to try them with your students, because small steps like these create lifelong learners.